I've got myself to the hospital. I can't show you. I can't show you. I can't fucking think. I can't show you around this waiting area because there are other people here. But yeah, my arm is pretty messed up. I'll be alright, because I'm always alright. I'm just waiting to see the next person, which I think will be the triage person. Hello YouTubers, sorry about the angle. Possible break from when I fell down the stairs. I've been suggested that I keep this sling thing on, even though it's agitating the hell out of my neck. There may be a break or some cartilage damage, that's what I'm thinking. And through the 4 tubes of the blood test that I've taken, I'm now on a I've never been pierced this way in my hand. But I can feel the cold fluid going through. And then I'm going to be off for x-rays. Yeah, there's something not right in this arm. I'm fucked. Let's get this sorted and start riding BMX again. So, later that night, I was outside of the hospital and I received a phone call from some member of staff of the hospital, and she said, "Where did he go?" And I said, "I'm just outside. I'll come in straight away." And when I was in the building again, she asked me, like, "We thought you had gone away." And I said, "Oh no, I was just outside to get some pain relief." And she asked me, "What do you mean, pain relief?" And I said, "Just for the, like, get some cool air on me arm." And she said, "Oh, what was it? Oh yeah, I thought you meant, like, who did you get pain relief from? Like, I thought it was somebody dropping some pain meds off to you." So, like I said, it's just, no, I mean, some nice cool air outside to keep the swelling down. I know I can't get that word for word because there's so many things that have happened. I've been back and forth to the hospital. So I'll get on with this video. Trying my best to put parts in the right places. There was another funny time. I've got an itchy nose and I can't reach my face with this cast. Yeah, the colour has changed. I'm currently stuck in a different cast, which I'll explain soon enough. Hopefully within this video. So there were 3 nurses. I think their job titles are nurses. Like all 3 of them. But I might be wrong. It doesn't matter. Useless information really, isn't it? So my original arm cast thing, when all 3 of those nurses were done with strapping the arm up, basically, one of them said, like, she was looking at the floor and stuff, and she said, "Hey, we've done quite a good job, because usually the plastering stuff, like it usually really messes the room up. It's like on the floor and a bit up the wall, and like, actually she said all over the walls. Obviously exaggerating a lot there. All over the walls." And I said, "Well, what about up there on the ceiling?" I pointed up. All three of the nurses went, "Oh, you can." Like, I got you. It was just one of those moments. Bloody hilarious. I did ask if I could see the x-rays, which I will show you. Well, like the main one, where you can see how bad it really is. Yeah, when I asked if I could see the x-rays, one of the nurses said, yeah, sure, like there's no problem with that. And then, no, they said like, let's get you, like you can see them once you're strapped up, once you've got the cast on. The next thing I remember is, once it was all done, I was just waiting in that, I don't know the name of the room, but where people are seen to, so it isn't a waiting area. So I was in that room and I was waiting around, and one of the nurses that was just sat outside of the room I was in asked me why I'm still around, and I said I thought that there was something else that the nurses needed to do with me, and she said, nope, you're fine to go home now. So on my way out, I totally forgot to ask about seeing the x-rays. Now, there were 2 images taken. The second one was of my, I think it was looking down on my forearm, but the first one was with my arm up on the side, and that's the best view you can get for what this break is, or fracture rather. But on a future visit to see a consultant, aka a doctor, they're not supposed to do this. Why am I saying it quietly? But nah, nothing's gonna happen to anybody. Like, they won't be struck off, as it's called, fired from the job, if I let anybody know that I was allowed to get a photo of the monitor, like the computer screen. So I took 4 images, and they're all basically the exact same thing. I just want to make sure that I got the clearest image, like a multi-shot thing that you can do with some cameras, like click 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 click. I'm at 5. Anyway, right, I'm not rambling on this in this video. Here's the x-ray then. What do you think of that? If you have seen an x-ray of an elbow from the side before, you will already know what it generally looks like, or rather how it looks. There are multiple fractures in there, but on the bottom left, that's my elbow. And see how it is really sharp on the bottom? That's what went through my skin. And there's a tiny particle next to the point at the bottom of that sharp ended bone. That's still in my skin, that little particle. Hello YouTubers. Instead of making a whole explaining everything about what happened to my arm, the video was just too long and very boring, so I thought I'll just make a much smaller video. Firstly, guess which colour I chose for this cast. If this shows in the, like before I show you, if this shows earlier in this video, like in this first part of the video, then I'm going to have to try to blog it out. I want you to guess. Just tell me if you got it right. So guess which colour? I'm gonna have to put my arm down. Anyway, long story short, I had a big worry about my fingers becoming very swollen, and I thought I might lose my fingers if I didn't get myself to hospital, like some of my friends locally have told me. Just trying to figure out how to explain things and keep things as quick as possible. So I'm not going to lose my fingers. They are not blue. I do have feeling in them. They are just really swollen and very heavy bruising. And this is because before I show you, this is because the cast is putting pressure, like this is a good thing, putting pressure on this extremely bad break, like multiple fracture thing. Yeah, the bruising is because of, like, the swelling and bruising is just because the cast is pushing out the fluid from the massive amount of swelling. So it's coming out of my fingers, strangely, only ever so slightly on my thumb. Right, have you guessed what colour that I chose when I had the new cast put on? Is it black? Like my mum said, and then she had told me. Then I thought, nah, it's gonna be pink. My auntie guessed it straight away. I don't know how. I think she knows me more than I thought she knew me. Or knows me. Well, it's pink. Did you guess right? So I nearly, I was thinking I'll probably have to have this removed because my fingers are so purple. Can't really see with this, but fuck, man. And I need to keep it elevated. I keep putting it off. I mean, I can put it on the headboard, or not headboard, I mean like the frame of the bed, and just maybe tape it to the wall so I don't need to worry about my mind being occupied with anything else, and then my arm just slips down like, and it fucks the bone up inside. So what I found funny is my armpit is bruised to fuck because of the fluid being pushed out from under this cast. Come on, auto adjust, please. Can I up the brightness while I'm recording? No. I'll do it for a few seconds anyway. Have it down on my lap. Get me t-shirt sleevey thing up. But when they took the cast off yesterday, wow, the bruising is just dark purple over most of my arm. It was mad. And the nurse, one of the two nurses that were putting this cast on, they said, oh no, not said, I mean, yeah, one of those nurses, oh god, it's dark. One of those, no, looks fucking worse. How about that for a thumbnail? Don't know why I'm using my voice. Well, of course I do. This is to get the better expression, even though you'll only see it in the thumbnail. If I choose to use that as a thumbnail for this video. So that nurse, one of the two nurses, she started putting a cover on where the cut is, and I thought, oh, is it too late to ask? Then I was talking about, it's never too late to ask. Like, if you don't ask, you don't know. And both of those nurses agreed. But before that, she'd already put something over that. Oh god, burping. She'd already put something on it, I don't know what that was, and then like some kind of foam material. That's why I thought, oh, it's too late to ask. But I asked anyway, if I could see like what it's like, and she thought, I'll go and get my phone, I'll take a photo, then I'll show you on my phone's screen. And it looks like there's absolutely no blood on it. It was a lot better than when it was in the two images. Fuck off, Tyneside, South Tyneside Council. Just got a notification that they are live again. They're doing live streams on YouTube without the fucking comments enabled. No chat and stuff like that. Get your act together. Somewhat of a lousy council. So after seeing that image, I was surprised at how clean it was and no red of the blood, as if it had been completely soaked up and just like soaked away somehow and just not there anymore. Maybe somebody wiped it off when I was originally at the hospital about this, but I don't remember much of that. I think I was just in shock at the time. I do need to keep moving, but I also need to keep it still. It's fucking annoying.